alchemical blend of superfood and super nutrition designed to deliver health-giving, life-benefiting nutrients for optimal health. Okay? So when you're having discussions with people, I'm a big fan of just delivering information. I never like selling, never have. You're just delivering truth, right? So if you can take a little bit of this and learn more yourself, then you're coming in with a wealth of information that's a lot bigger than this small conversation people are having about protein shakes. And also, let me give you this, because there's so much to say on this topic. A major component of why Shakeology is so different is a very unsexy one. What I mean that is, yes, very few people have done what I've done. Unfortunately, very few people have actually gone out to farmers and found them and rediscovered some of those things and worked with people and worked with not only the indigenous farmers, but the people manufacturing that plant in the country of origin to actually see it for myself. And then the very cool thing about the success of Beachbody and the integrity that Carl and Isabel and now the whole line of people trickling down is that we have a massive team that actually goes, the quality assurance team travels around the world, right? Very expensive, and you actually don't have to do that. You can just get all of the product, all of the ingredients to the manufacturer in the States. You can do some testing and call it good. But we actually go there with our own team. So it's like an extension of what I was doing on steroids, because now we have, our own guys in lab coats making sure that we're testing for the quality, making sure that we're testing for the, when I talk about alchemical, when I talk about each ingredient having its own, some of these ingredients have 200 to 300 compounds that are in that plant in order that express themselves and deliver healing and greater performance and lower stress and all of these things. 200 to 300 per ingredient times how many ingredients? So you have to be very aware and have an understanding of what it takes to grow it and then process it and dry it carefully so that it still has that signature, it still has that blueprint that is there so that it can be delivered into the plants or into the body. So most companies, unfortunately, don't necessarily live by this ethical protocol, or they act so naively that they expect the manufacturer here in the States, who have a bunch of brokers that go and gather all their ingredients that are so detached from the actual ingredient themselves that virtually any of you could call a manufacturer up and say, hey, I want exactly what Shakeology is. Could you find me those ingredients and could you make it? And they probably could, but you're gonna get subpar, barely potent, cheap ingredients, probably coming from very unsustainable sources. The FDA is kind of a sheriff, but they have no one to actually go around and check on what people are putting into a supplement. Can you imagine that if you created a nutrition company, it was based on a bunch of rules, so please put what you say you're gonna put in there, and there's no one that's gonna check it. No one. Can you imagine that? That this multiple billion-dollar industry, there's actually no one outside of their own company that is there to actually check on what it is in their product to be what it's supposed to be. It's insane, the amount of things that I've seen and the amount of unethical performance that I've seen many companies take. So I deliver that information because A, you need to know it. You need to know the lengths that we go to, that that is not, it's hard to talk about unless you're given an opportunity like this to really say, hey, you know, we spend hundreds of thousands of dollars just to make sure that what's in that bag is supposed to be there, and what is in that bag is at the potency and the power that it's supposed to be. Okay, so that's the other side of manufacturing. It's ugly because a lot of people cheat, and a lot of people are in it for the business, and a lot of people are detached from even the ingredient themselves and the people growing it, and every which way. So anyway, there's a whole bunch of information there that makes Shakeology a lot different. But anyway, that's I think that's all I'll probably hit on that. Does that make sense? Anyone have questions?